Welcome to the École Ducasse School. Thank you to come for this masterclass. So I'm Chef Julian, the executive chef of the school. Today we are going to do roasted sea bass with fennel, cook and roll. So I'm gonna answer all the questions regarding the food. And after, at the end of the masterclass, someone from the sales department will come to join me and to answer to all your questions on the diploma and all the technical questions. So if we are ready, let's start. So first thing we are going to prepare, that's the vegetable we're going to use for make the base of the soup, for the fish soup. So we have fennel and onion. We are going to chop them finely together. So of course, before to start, I clean all the vegetables. They have been washed. Sorry. I will chop at the same thickness the onion, same as the fennel. So I'll try to make them very fine because the cooking will be fast. We're gonna only cook the soup for 20 minutes. So if you make your pieces too big, the onion won't be cooked and you won't get the flavor of the onion in your soup. So in my pan, I'll add a little bit of olive oil. I start the fire at the maximum. And I put all my vegetables inside. So we will make sweat the vegetable like for 3-5 minutes. And we'll add also a little bit of thyme, 2 pieces of garlic. Just crush them like this, just to get the flavor inside. When you do a soup, you don't need to peel them. And also, I will add a little bit of dry fennel. So if you don't have this, you can also add a little bit of anise star or fennel seed if you want. And some white peppercorn. So I just put the fire on medium heat. And now I will let sweat my vegetable without coloration for 5 minutes. So while this is cooking, we're going to prepare the fish for the soup. That's what we call rockfish. So it's only like baby fish. So we have some small red mullet, small monkfish. So they have to be clean, but we have to keep the inside because that's gonna bring more taste to your soup. So same for the onion. I cut them not too big because the cooking will be not very long. And when they are a little bit big like this one, I will try to cut the head into 2 parts just to make sure to get the maximum flavor from the fish. So while you are doing this, don't forget your vegetables. Make sure they're not colored, they're not browning. Last one. And same this one, I will cut the head with the scissors. And now I put all my fish on the vegetable. Try to make like a nice bed with the vegetable. I don't want the we don't want to have the fish sticking on the bottom of the pan. So we put all the fish on the veg. And once you have put your fish inside, we don't stir anymore. We don't want to have, as I said, we don't want to have the fish sticking on the bottom of your pan. So take the heat at medium level. We put the lid and we leave like this for 5 minutes. Last thing we are going to prepare for the soup, we will take our tomatoes and we just cut them roughly just to bring some color in the for the soup. As it's the season of the tomatoes, it's better to use tomatoes rather than the fresh tomatoes instead of tomato paste. The taste will be more better. To make sure that nothing is sticking. And now I will add my tomatoes. And I will cover the fish with some chicken stock. So if we don't have chicken stock at home, you can use vegetable stock, or if you want, you can put a little bit of water instead, just to put some liquid. And your stock is already hot, like this. You don't waste time to start the cooking of the soup. So for the fish soup, we don't put salt at the beginning. We are going to wait that the fish soup will be cooked. And at the end, we'll taste it and see if we need to add some salt. We just stir a little bit, mix just a little. We put the fire at the maximum just to bring the stock to the boil. Once the stock starts to boil, we take the fire down. We leave it to simmer like this for 15 minutes. Now our soup is boiling. I will take the fire down a little. Fire have to be low because we don't want to have all the fish breaking inside. Otherwise, we'll make like a big like mashed vegetable inside and mashed fish, and it will not be nice after at the end when we strain everything. So while this is cooking, we are going to prepare our sea bass. Just a quick advice: when you are buying sea bass, make sure that you are buying like the small one like this with heads, and try to look if the eyes are nice and shiny. Same as this eyes. If it's not like this, means that your fish is outside of the water since a long time, and it will not be fresh anymore. So when you start, you take your scissor and we will cut all the fins. The way we are going to fillet the sea bass, after this, you can do it on every kind of fish that we call round fish like this one, like salmon, trout, or sea bream. Will be the same technique to prepare the fish. You will take the back of the fins here and straight to the end of the spine. We do the other side. And with the back of your knife, we're just removing the head. So if you want, you can cut the head into two, just like this, and it goes in the fish soup. Now we take the fillet off. So we just cut the bottom of your fillet. Take your fish like this, the tail is in front of you. You put your knife just on the top of the fins, the back fins, and slowly you go through the skin. So make sure your knife is very sharp, as it will be easier to prepare the fish. With my left hand, I'm just holding the meat. I'm not like trying to pull it, just to make sure the fillets remain very nice. So slowly I go around the spine. So when all of the back of the fillet is gone, with a scissors, I will just cut the remaining bones, and I remove them later on. Here we go, one fillet, and now we take the fish in the opposite side, and we start again. Nice and easy. And same as we have done for the first one, we make sure to remove all the flesh from the back of your fish, and after we'll cut the edge of the bones and removing the remaining of the bones, just like this. And same here, I remove the tail. and everything inside. So now we're gonna remove the bones here and a little bit of fat of the belly. So I'm just keeping my knife flat on the fish. As this, I won't cut the flesh. And slowly removing the bones. This goes to the rubbish. And I will do the same on the other fillet. And now we take all the bones of the fish. So this kind of fish, we have only like five or six bones in the center. So it's very easy to remove. Make sure to take only the bones, not the flesh around the bones. Here we go. So now to get a nice piece, to make things easier to present in your plate, I will just remove half of the skin on the fish and fold the tails on the upper part of the fillet. Like this will make a nice piece and thick. It will be easier to cook. So I just cut just a little bit of flesh at the beginning, and I hold the skin like this, and slowly halfway to the fish, I'm cutting the skin. Just a small incision in the flesh, and you fold it like this, and like this you have a nice portion. So a small fish like this is for 2 persons, so 1 fillet per person. And same here, out the skin. So here we have our 2 portions of fish, and just to flavor a little bit more the fish, I will put inside some pieces of black olives. I just cut my olive in two. And just cut a little bit the flesh of the fish without cutting the skin. And I put inside the pieces of olives. So here we do it with olives, but you can do it if you want with tomatoes, with basil, with lemon. You can flavor with a little bit of everything. And I do the same in the tail. One portion is done, the other one. So this, if you want to prepare your fish in advance, you can do this like a night before your meal. You will bring more flavor to your fish. And this will go into the fridge. So now we are going to prepare the garnish. It will be like spring onion and baby fennel. So spring onion, it's very easy to prepare. We are just going to cut the roots, but don't go too high on the spring onion because we want to keep this this part of the spring onion like this. They will not be in use. They will not break while we are cooking them. And I'm just cutting a little bit of the green because that will be too bitter while it's cooking. The trimmings here, I keep them. We're gonna use them. You can use them for make a vegetable stock if you want, or if you want to put it next time in the other soup, you can do it also. And now we'll do the same with the baby fennel. You remove the end. We just trim a little bit the top. Same, we keep them for the next soup. And just to make them look nicer, we cut the piece in the center. The baby fennel like this, you can count like 3 or 4 per person. That's very small. It's very tender to it, as we are in the middle of the season. So our garnish is ready. We are just waiting that the soup will be cooked to use it to cook our vegetables. Just make sure sometimes that nothing is sticking on your soup, and you leave it like slowly cooking like that. Don't need to remove what we have here on the top. But at the end of the cooking, we'll strain it with a fine sieve. So like this, we're gonna remove everything from on the soup. Next preparation, it will be for the decoration. We just do like a salad with the fennel. That small part, we remove them, we keep them for the next dish. And with the marmalade, we're gonna do some shavings. So when you use this kind of utensil, make sure you are not going too fast. It's very easy to cut our ends. So take your time and do it safely. So try to do it as thin as you can. There you go. And to keep my serving crunchy, I just keep them in water with ice in the fridge. And like this, it will be very firm, and try to make like they will be a little bit curly. Just like this, and in the fridge. So I'm just going to prepare a little bit of basil for the decoration. So the big leaves, we're gonna chop them finely to mix them with the shaving of fennel. We are going to keep only the baby leaf like this for the decoration at the end. And the stem, you can put it in the soup. When you cut like herbs like this, like basil or even parsley or mint, make sure that your knife is very sharp, because if it's not sharp enough, you will crush the herbs instead of cutting them, and your herbs will become black and will start to be and will lose some flavor. So it's very important to have a knife very, very sharp. And we put it on the side. So all of our decoration is ready and the garnish is ready. So now I'm going to strain the soup and start to cook the garnish. So to strain the soup, I will use this kind of sieve, a very fine one. And when you do it, we won't press it at the end. We don't want to have any pieces of fish or even vegetable going through the sieve, because it will change the flavor of our soup. So for the moment, the color is still a bit light, but with the reduction, you will see that the color will become stronger and will be more red. And we are going to wait that the soup will be reduced, just to make sure to try it and sure we have enough salt and pepper inside. And this soup is gonna be our stock to cook the fennel and the spring onion. We just knock on the side of the sieve, just to make sure to strain everything, to take all the soup with us. So the soup you can prepare it in advance also. If you want to do it like 2 or 3 days in advance, it's fine, and you can even freeze it. Because for 4 plates will be too much soup. So after you can keep it and use it as a normal fish soup. Will be a very nice dish. And now I put my soup on the stove for the reduction. So the soup, it's already warm, so we can start to cook our garnish. So we are going to cook them together, but we are going to start the fennel first, and after halfway of the cooking of the fennel, we will add the spring onion inside. Just a little bit of olive oil. Turn the fire on. Little bit of thyme inside. A clove of garlic. We crush it. We just wait to hear the thyme start to sizzle a little bit. When we have this, we put inside. You can hear it. The fennel, little bit of salt, and we will try to make them sweat a little bit without any coloration, just to keep them as green as we can. We do it for 1 or 2 minutes, and now we add 1/1 ladle of soup. As soon as the soup is reduced, we put 1 more. And we cook our vegetable like a risotto. We're just going to wait that all the liquid is already gone. And as soon as the liquid is gone, we add 1 more ladle of soup. By cooking our vegetable like this, we will make sure that they will absorb the flavor of the soup and not losing our own flavor. Like this, your fennel will taste fennel. So we keep the fire at the maximum, just to make sure that the cooking will go very, very fast. And like this will save the color of your fennel. So with my knife, I will just start to check if they are cooked. And when it will start to be a little bit soft on the outside, we will add all the spring onion inside. And you see that the soup is gone. Add 1 more ladle. And when we start the cooking like this, you put only salt, no pepper. Pepper will be only at the end. Because if you use like pepper from the pepper mile, it will the cooking is too strong for this, and all the flavor of the pepper will be gone. Little bit more of stock, mashed spring onion, and now we have another 5 minutes minimum to cook everything together. So at the end of the cooking, the spring onion and the fennel have to be green, and we'll try to make them glazed with the reduction of the soup. I take my fish out. My vegetable will continue to cook here on the stove, and like this, I can start to cook my fish. A little bit of olive oil. Little bit of salt on the fish. So you put the salt on directly on the meat of the fish and not on the skin. Because on the skin, the salt will not go through the skin, and it will not bring anything to your fish. So we are going to cook the fish only on the skin, almost only on the skin. Just to make the skin nice and crispy. At the beginning, we press a little bit the fish just to make it very, very flat. Otherwise, it will try to bend a little bit, and it will start to burn on the sides. So when you start to cook your fish, you have to make sure that everything is ready on the side, because as soon as the fish will be cooked, you have to set your plate. So it will take around like 5 minutes to cook. So while this is cooking, I will take my fennel out of the ice. Just to strain them a little bit. The skin have to be golden. As soon as the skin is golden, we're going to flip the fish just to cook it a little bit on the flesh, also on the side here. And as soon as this will be done, our dish is ready to be served. So while this is cooking, I'm just going to remove garlic and the thyme from the pan of the vegetable. Like this, we are sure that nobody will eat the stem of the thyme or the piece of garlic. Because the cooking juice of our vegetable will be the sauce of our plate. And now You can see that we have the skin is nice and golden. And I cook on the other side. We do it just a little bit. We do the side. Same, as soon you can see that we have a small coloration on the flesh. It's done. And to help our fish to cook and to keep it moist, I will just add a ladle of the soup in my pan, but without touching the skin. Like this, I'm sure that the skin will remain crispy. So I take my vegetable out of the pan. I will take my fish. Just 1 more minute. Oh, yeah, I've got my shavings, the chopped basil, pepper, little bit of olive oil, and salt. You mix. So just to make sure that your guest eats something very hot, make sure that your plates are coming from the oven or they are somewhere hot already. At least you won't waste the heat of your preparation. So after when you plate, you play around, little bit of fennel, little bit of spring onion, sun-dried tomato. And when you plate, once your vegetable is in your plate, you don't touch it anymore. Otherwise, you will make some stain on your plate and it won't be nice. On the center, we put our fish. Now, fennel salad. And a spoon of the reduction of fish soup, the one that we use for the to cook our fish and to cook the vegetable. We put just in the center, just to make sure that we don't put any sauce on the skin because we want it crispy. Now, the small basil leaf. And thing is done, we put some pepper on it. a little bit of fleur de sel, and of course, olive oil. And like this, you have a nice summer dish, very tasty and very fresh. So I hope you enjoy the masterclass. If you have any questions, I will let you going through now before Cassandra take the question for the technical part for the diploma, any kind of things.
Hello, I hope you enjoyed the masterclass. So now if you have any questions regarding the programs of the school, feel free to ask. And for information, after the masterclass, you will receive an email with our email address. So if after the masterclass you have any questions regarding programs or school, you will be able to send all your questions to this email.
Combien de personnes?
So there is one question. Do you have any online programs? So we do not have online programs, as our programs are really into practice. So practical courses. So this is why we cannot provide online programs. But for information, we do have several like different programs of different durations. So for example, we do have programs of 2 months, like 2 month programs, 9 month programs, and 3 years, sorry, programs that are the bachelor programs. So I don't know if there are any other questions. But if not, feel free after the masterclass to send all your questions to the email address you will receive. So if there is no other questions, I wish you a great evening, depending on where you are located on the planet, and we hope to see you soon. Goodbye.